Hi, this is the 1000 Scenes Project. I'm Morgan, and improviser number 120 of 1000 is Orla McDovern. Hi, Orla.
Hi, Morgan. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for doing this. Our suggestion is screwing. Screwing. Screwing.
Screwing. Thank you.
Um, Obviously, I would prefer that you wait until you're married or a little older to begin having sexual relations.
Yeah, that's your advice.
Well, I mean, you asked me for my advice, and I'm your dad, and I need, of course, I'm going to tell you that.
I was hoping you would give me something a little bit more useful, Dad. Just more useful for living in the world that I live in, which
Yeah.
is not the world you lived in.
No, you're right. You're right. And I saw this going much differently when I imagined it. I thought I'm a modern,
Yeah.
progressive person. I don't need to control you. You're in control of you and your body and what you do with it. But it's different now that it's actually happening.
I just find it a little bit hypocritical that you know, bring me and Mike up in such a alternative environment and
Sure, sure.
live life and we make our own food and we do all this stuff and you're really open about all that stuff, but when it comes to something like sex, you are all the things that you say you hate.
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. I'm a hypocrite. I just, if it was up to me, you'd never be a sexual person. And I know how that sounds. I know that's wrong.
That's kind of perverse, Dad.
Yeah,
That's,
no, it is. It's wrong. And I hear it coming out of my mouth and I can't believe it. I mean, I make pornographic films for a living, for God's sake.
yeah. And growing up, you were so good about protecting us and being really open at the same time, and
Thank
and
you.
having your little tree house for your filming, and that was awesome, and it was kind of cool, and it was like it was away from us, and we grew up, I think, really healthy. But now, I'm 23 and I can't have sex.
Yeah, and again, I'm sorry that I never had this talk with you before now. I probably should have had it even when you were even younger. I just couldn't bring myself. So this guy Harry, you're going on this date with.
Yeah,
Um, he he seems like a nice young man.
he's a good guy, Dad. He's a really
I,
good guy, and I thought you liked him, and
I did when I met him, and I wasn't putting two and two together. That like you're both in your 20s, and you're going out on a date, and uh I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not comfortable with it. I don't. Stop it.
Dad, this is like, I really like him. He's not like the others.
Mm,
I really like this one, and I don't want you to scare him away. I
I
mean,
won't. I'll try not to. But how do you know he's not like the others? Maybe he's secretly a bad person.
I showed him the treehouse when he came over for tea. I showed him the treehouse,
Oh, okay.
and he said, "Oh, that's cool. That's your kid's treehouse." I said, "No, that's where my dad works," and I took him up the ladder and I showed him inside and I showed him the set and your stuff. I
And
don't
what
go.
was his reaction? What was his reaction to finding out that
Um,
I am a pornographer?
he was quite interested.
Okay, see, that's not the kind of guy you want to go out with.
No, Dad, he wanted to know about you. He thought it was really
Yeah.
cool.
No, I don't want you to date somebody who thinks that I'm cool. I want you to date someone who is appalled at what your father does.
Well, that's really going to be really difficult for me to get laid. If
Yeah, exactly. I don't want.
Dad, I have to tell you something.
You can tell me anything. You know that.
We didn't have sex, but
But what you what?
we acted as if we did.
What are you talking about?
We shot some footage.
You did. You did some simula. You had simulated sex in the treehouse.
We wanted to know what it would feel like without actually doing it, so we took some of your old clips and spliced it together with us just kissing, and then the close-ups were those people you use.
Yeah, the close-up people.
We made a little movie. We made a little film.
Did you enjoy that? Was that?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, Dad.
Is there any possibility you'd be willing to only do that until you are older?
You mean only have
simulated sex and then intercut it with footage of other people having real sex?
And then watch it back?
Sure, but not doing anything while you watch it back, just watching it.
So you're okay that I sold it on, that I made some.
You sold it? You put it on the website?
Well, I put it on the password protected section of the hidden site, but yeah, not under my name, but I mean, obviously it's me and Harry.
Huh.
Not my bits, Dad. It's not my bits.
Right. No, and I sell that. That's how I built all this. That's how I built the treehouse. It's not with you, obviously, but with other people. You know what? I guess I'm okay with you becoming a porn star as long as it's not actually you having sex.
And okay, and well, Harry's really happy.
Did you choose a name for yourself, or?
Well, I kind of picked a name already, but it's kind of dumb.
Oh, come on, you can tell me. I've heard the dumbest porn names ever.
Splinter.
Splinter?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll work on that. I mean, right off the top of my head, as the creative side of me is like, Splinter, that's something that sticks into your flesh and then it hurts. And I don't know if that's what...
It really sticks into your flesh really hard. And it was kind of like that time when we were kids and we weren't allowed to go near the treehouse, and you protected it really well. And we tried to climb up, and I slid down and got splinters on my leg.
Right. Oh, that was terrible, yeah.
Yeah, but when we were up there, I don't know, it was something, it was so taboo that, I feel weird talking to you about this.
No, you can talk to me about anything. Especially if it doesn't involve you having actual intercourse.
Okay. Well, I kind of like the fact that all these guys are messaging me too. And
oh, so you set up a performer account in there?
Yeah, in the password protected page as Splinter. Yeah, they're and I'd kind of like to do one of those webcams where I would use I could take a still from the movies and put it over my parts. I could duct tape it to, I don't know, to my body, and then it wouldn't be me.
Oh, I'd feel silly making you go through all that. I mean, you wouldn't actually be having intercourse with the people over the cam chats, right? So, you know what? I think again, it's none of my business. It's you. It's your life. I feel comfortable with you becoming a porn star who does X-rated video chats, as long as you're not having actual intercourse with a human being.
Just with a human being.
Just with but not face to face with you, like touching.
Okay.
I'm cool with you being a porn star named Splinter who has X-rated video chats where you perform acts on yourself and pay you money.
With not my parts.
Again, that seems like a stretch. If you're willing to do that, that'd be wonderful.
But Dad, I'm a person. If I'm having sex on a camera with myself, I'm having sex with another human being, which is myself.
Oh, wow. I hadn't thought of that. Is there any way you would, and this is so unfair of me to ask this, is there any way you'd be willing to never touch yourself?
Uh,
under any circumstances?
and you mean sexually?
Yeah,
Um, what if I'm
because I hadn't thought of that, but that is a person. That would be a person
it,
having sexual relations with you, and the person would be you.
okay? But like, what if? How can I promise that? What if I'm sleeping and it just something happens and you know, I know you can get these gloves to wear if you have skin conditions or something. So
If we could get you the skin condition gloves, that'd be great. I'm asking too much. I'm sorry. I'm just so protective of you.
I love you, Dad. I'm gonna have to talk to Harry about this. I
Huh.
don't know how he feels. He's really happy with the money we're getting, but I just want to make
Sure,
sure
sure.
he's okay with it. And
Yeah, we'll check with him, and if he has any questions, if he wants to become a solo performer, he's a good-looking young man. I'd be
yeah,
very comfortable setting him up so that he could do masturbation sessions on camera.
I, I've
Just,
I've I've already talked to Mom about that. So
oh yeah, your mom mostly handles the masturbation stuff.
yeah,
Um, and again, that's hypocritical of me to let him touch himself, but I don't want you to touch yours. It's just your dad talking. It's not.
yeah.
Uh,
You're not his dad. I get it. I get it.
right.
You're not his
Yeah,
dad.
if he was my son, I wouldn't want to even. Yeah, that would be different, and it'd be weird because you guys are that. Yeah, whole different situation.
No, Mom said she has it handled. She's got it covered.
Great. Okay.
She's
Well,
good.
that's what a real partnership is. I hope that you have that someday.
I hope I hope someday you'll come to our wedding. We'll make you proud.
I would love to come to the wedding as long as you promise me that there'll be no wedding night.
Okay, it'll just be one big long day, Dad.
That'd be oh, I've dreamed of that long day for so long.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too. Blackout. Thank you so much, Orla. Very fun.
Awesome, yeah.
Uh,
There's a screwing that's mentioned
yeah,
perfectly, then it happens.
we had a discussion before we started of what level of profanity or subject matter was appropriate, and then the suggestion was screwing, so it was inevitable. Destiny. Yeah, thank you so much for doing that. Is there anything that I can plug for you in the description of the video?
Sure. My troupe here in Galway is called the Sky Babies, and you can find us on Facebook. And I also run a storytelling and improv night, which is called Moth and Butterfly. As a little bit of the moth style storytelling and a little bit of improv. So if anybody wants to pass through Galway, they're welcome to come. So I'll send you those links.
Great. I'll put them up in the description of the video. Thanks again for doing this. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Awesome.
Take care.